History is filled with great discoveries where only the adventurous dared to go. And whether it was man or dog, the history of Fantastic Caverns has left a distinct impression on the Ozarks. The cave was actually discovered by a hunting dog that chased a small animal into a breach in the rocks. But it was in search of his dog that John Knox stumbled upon a great underground passageway, a vast chamber that would be kept secret for several years. In 1862, times were turbulent with the Civil War raging throughout the land. If the discovery of a cavern had been publicized, Knox feared it might have been confiscated by Union or Confederate troops. The strategic underground location of a cave may have provided a great military advantage. Knox, therefore, kept his cave a secret for 5 years. Then in 1867, he ran an advertisement in the Springfield newspaper, looking for people to explore this subterranean world. Surprisingly, 12 women, all members of a Springfield athletic club, answered the ad. Their names have been recorded in history on a wall within the cavern. Stories of the cavern's magnitude and extraordinary beauty brought other explorers. A letter dated February 28, 1867, written to the Missouri Weekly Patriot, described detailed impressions of Knox Cave.
On Thursday last, I paid a visit to the newly discovered cave upon the farm of Mr. Knox, several miles northwest of Springfield. Unfortunately, the entrance is not very wide, but is sufficiently large to admit a person of your humble size with little difficulty. A few feet down, and you reach the Vespian Amphitheater, decorated by columns of stalagmite that could only be compared with wrought marble. Everywhere you are confronted with crystals as white as the driven snow. The formation, as in other caves, is purely calcified, reminding one by its continual yet uniform dripping of creation's long and steady process. The greatness of its size fills the mind with awe, and the imagination becomes infinite. We have visited many caves before, but have never seen anything as large, and need say, have never seen an equal amount of salt, pure earth.
In 1919, the property was sold, and the name was changed from Knox to Percy's Cave, in honor of a son who was killed in World War I. The vibrant 20s brought lively changes to the underground world. The introduction of electricity and other modifications gave way to speakeasies during the notorious Prohibition era. Percy's Cave became known throughout the region for its illegal taverns and casinos. But in 1924, the speakeasy was shut down as a result of a shooting in the cave. 1925 was the beginning of a ghostly era for the cavern. Vigilante groups held secret meetings in and around Percy's Cave for the next 12 to 13 years. Not much is known about their activities, but by 1937, local interest in these secret organizations died and they disbanded. In the early 1950s, the cave received its name Fantastic Caverns, and properly so because of its magnificent beauty. Fantastic Caverns has evolved through many phases, and perhaps one of the most exciting eras was the 1960s and 70s. During this time, Fantastic Caverns became the site of the local, very popular Farm-A-Rama program that aired on KGBX radio. On Saturday nights, Fantastic Caverns was transformed into the entertainment capital of the Ozarks. Buck Owens.
Tiger by the tail is plain to see. I won't be much when you get through with me. Well, I'm a losing weight and a turning mighty pale. Looks like I've got a tiger by the tail.
Tom T. Hall. Bobby Bear.
Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City.
Ray Price.
Raise the arms that reach to hold somebody new.
And Bobby Lewis, all performed on stage in the auditorium room of Fantastic Caverns, as well as other local celebrities. In fact, Ozark country music actually got its beginning on the stage of Fantastic Caverns. The Ozark Playboys, better known now as the Presleys, are still performing in Branson as one of the few original music shows. But one of the most remembered performers was Fantastic Caverns' very own Caveman, whose sole purpose was to interrupt and entertain crowds. Today, Fantastic Caverns is still making history. Thousands of years have gone into the creation of Fantastic Caverns, and with each passing moment, history continues to be made. Most formations are alive and growing, so sit back in one of our Jeep-drawn trams and enjoy nature at work in historic Fantastic Caverns.